I slammed the car door shut and gasped, "I'm sorry I'm late. Traffic was insane. Please don't cancel." The engine stayed quiet. I frowned and looked up. "Hello?" The man in the driver's seat turned his head slowly. He wasn't wearing a driver's cap. He wore a dark suit, crisp and expensive. His eyes were sharp, unreadable. "This isn't an Uber," he said calmly. My heart dropped. "What?" I grabbed the door handle. "I'm so sorry. I thought." "Sit," he said, not raising his voice. I froze. My chest tightened. "I didn't mean to." "You're shaking," he said. "I'm not going to hurt you." I laughed nervously. "That's what everyone says." He exhaled. "You got into the wrong car." "I know. I'm leaving." I pulled again. It didn't open. "It's locked automatically," he said. "I'll unlock it." The click came a second later. I didn't move. "You can go," he added. I swallowed. "Why didn't you just tell me immediately?" I was curious why someone would get into my car without checking. "Because I'm stupid and late and my phone died," I snapped. He studied me. "You look exhausted." "That's none of your business." He nodded. "Fair." I opened the door halfway, then stopped. The rain had started pouring. My shoes were already ruined. He noticed. "Where were you going?" "Work," I said. "Or what's left of it." He raised an eyebrow. "That bad?" I sighed. "I'm a waitress. If I'm late again, I'm fired." He glanced at the clock. "Where?" I hesitated. "Downtown. Blue Leaf Cafe. That's 20 minutes from here." "I know," I said bitterly. "That's why I panicked." He paused, then said, "Get back in." "What?" "I'll take you. I don't even know your name. You got into my car anyway. That was an accident." "This isn't." I stared at him. "Why would you help me?" "Because I can." I laughed softly. "That's not comforting." He waited, patient, silent. I thought about rent, my mother's medicine, my empty fridge. I closed the door and sat back. "If you kidnap me, I'm screaming." He started the engine. "Fair deal." I hugged my bag to my chest. "Thank you." "You're welcome." Silence filled the car again. After a minute, I muttered, "You don't talk much." "Neither do you," he replied. "I talk when I'm nervous." "Are you nervous now?" "Yes." "Why?" "Because rich cars usually come with rich problems." He smiled slightly. "You assume I'm rich. Leather seats don't lie." He chuckled quietly. "What's your name?" I hesitated. "Does it matter?" "I don't like calling people, hey." "Fine. I stopped myself. "I'm someone who made a mistake." He glanced at me. "Everyone is." I sighed. "My name is Mira." "Mira," he repeated. "And you?" "Adrian." "That's it." "Yes." "Sounds expensive." He smirked. "So do you." I snorted. "You're joking." "No," he said. "You're just tired." That hit something soft inside me. I looked out the window. "I haven't slept properly in weeks." "Why?" "My mom is sick." He nodded. "Hospital?" "Home?" I said. "We can't afford long stays." "I'm sorry." "Don't be. Everyone says that." "What do you want them to say?" "I don't know," I admitted. "Something real." "Like what?" "Like they understand." He was quiet for a moment. "What's wrong with her?" I shouldn't have answered. But the words spilled out. "Her heart. Meds cost more every month. I work double shifts. Still not enough." "That's hard," he said simply. I laughed without humor. "Hard is choosing between food and medicine." He tightened his grip on the wheel. "I didn't mean to dump this on you," I said quickly. "You didn't sign up for my mess. You didn't sign up for mine either." I glanced at him. "You have mess. Everyone does." I nodded. "Guess that makes us human." "Yes," he said. "It does." We stopped at a red light. "I should pay you," I said. "You can't." "I can try." "I won't take it." "Why?" "Because you need it more." That stung. "I'm not a charity case." "I didn't say you were." "Then don't act like I'm fragile." He met my eyes. "You're strong." "That's obvious." My throat tightened. "You don't know me." "I know you're still standing." The cafe came into view. "That's it," I said. "You saved my job." "Maybe," he replied. I opened the door, then paused. "Thank you, Adrian." He nodded. "Be careful, Mira." I stepped out into the rain, then turned back. "Hey." "Yes." "This was a mistake," I said. He smiled faintly. Some mistakes matter. I watched his card disappear. For the first time in months, I felt safe that I was wiping the counter when the bell rang, and I didn't look up because mornings never cared about surprises. Table for one? I asked automatically. No, a familiar voice said. Just coffee. My hand froze. I looked up and my breath caught. You. Me, Adrian said calmly. I stared too long. You're not supposed to be here. Why not? Because people like you don't drink burnt coffee in cracked cups. He glanced around. I like places that feel real. I swallowed. Sit anywhere. He chose the stool closest to the counter. Lena leaned close and whispered, He's hot. Please tell me he's not trouble. I don't know him, I whispered back. Not really. Adrian smiled. I can hear you. Lena grinned. Good. I snapped. What do you want? Coffee, he said. And maybe conversation. I poured the coffee with shaking hands. I'm working. I'll keep it short. I slid the cup toward him. That'll be $3. He placed a bill down. Keep the change. I don't need tips. You earn them. I stiffened. Don't? He studied my face. Did I offend you? Yes. I apologize. That surprised me. Most men don't. I try to, he said. I stepped back. Drink your coffee. He took a sip and winced. Strong. I warned you. I like it, he added quickly. Mrs. Han called from the back. Mira, table 4 needs wiping. I'm coming, I called. When I returned, Adrian was still there. You're persistent, I said. So are you, he replied. Why are you here, Adrian? He paused. I wanted to see if you were okay. I laughed softly. That's funny. Why? People don't check on girls like me. I did. I crossed my arms. You don't even know me. I know your name, he said. I know you care for your mother. I know you're tired but polite. That's not knowing me. It's a start. Lena interrupted. So what do you do? I work, Adrian answered. She rolled her eyes. Everyone works. I run a company, he added. My stomach tightened. How big? Big enough. I shot him a look. You didn't tell me that. You didn't ask. Mrs. Han passed by and muttered, Another suit. I'm not bothering her, Adrian said. She glanced at me. You okay? Yes, I said quickly. She nodded. 5 minutes. Adrian lowered his voice. I don't want to cause trouble. You already did, I said. You made me curious. He smiled slightly. I can live with that. We talked between orders. Why this cafe? I asked. Because you work here. That's not a good reason. It was enough. I shook my head. Rich men don't chase poor waitresses. I'm not chasing. Then what are you doing? Listening. That word stayed with me. I told him about the rude customers, the broken machine, the long shifts. He listened without checking his phone. You don't pity me, I said. No, he replied. I respect you. That scared me more than kindness. Later, when the rush slowed, he said, Your mother's medicine. Don't, I cut in. Please. I only meant help. I don't want charity. I didn't offer charity. What did you offer? Support. I laughed bitterly. Same thing. He leaned back. Why does help offend you? Because help comes with strings. I don't tie strings. Everyone does, I said. Eventually. He looked at me for a long moment. Then let me prove you wrong. I wiped the counter again. You can't. Not today, he agreed. But someday. Lena nudged me later. He likes you. I muttered. He doesn't know me. She smiled. Neither did you know him. When Adrian stood to leave, he said, I'll come back. You don't have to. I want to. I hesitated. Fine. But no saving me. I wouldn't dare, he said. As he walked out, Hope followed quietly behind him. That night Lena said, You're smiling. I'm tired, I said. She crossed her arms. You're different. I met someone, I admitted. Dangerous. Maybe. She grinned. Worth it. I thought of his calm voice. I don't know. Lena said, Just don't disappear. I won't, I promised. Lying in bed, I replayed his words. I mattered. I whispered, Don't be stupid, Mira. But my heart didn't listen. It had already opened a door. I stared at the ceiling and said softly, Just coffee. Yet it felt like more had already begun. I closed my eyes, knowing tomorrow would not feel the same again. That scared me and thrilled me too. Adrian didn't rush me, and that somehow made everything worse. Dinner? He asked one evening outside the cafe. No pressure. I hesitated. I don't own dinner clothes. I own restaurants, he said. They won't mind. That's not comforting. He smiled. Then we'll eat somewhere simple. We didn't. The place was quiet, expensive, and full of people who looked like they belonged. I sat stiff in a borrowed dress Lena had insisted on lending me. You're quiet, Adrian said. I'm counting how many forks I'm not supposed to touch. He laughed softly. Just eat. I lowered my voice. Everyone's staring. No one is. They are, I insisted. They know I don't fit. He leaned closer. You're the only one I see. That should not have mattered so much. After dinner, we drove through the city in silence. Do you hate quiet? He asked. No, I said. I hate feeling small. He glanced at me. You're not. That's easy to say from your seat. He parked and turned to me. I grew up with nothing. I blinked. You? Yes. Then how did you end up like this? Work, he said. And luck. I nodded slowly. Luck avoids me. Not tonight, he said. Days turned into more dinners, more drives, more talks that stretched too late. I told myself it was temporary. One night he said, come with me tomorrow. Where? My house. I laughed. No. Why? Because I'll break something expensive by breathing. You won't. I don't belong there. You belong where you choose to be. I didn't answer. The house was huge. Quiet. Perfect. A woman stepped forward. Tall. Elegant. Cold. I'm Clara, she said. His sister. I'm Mira, I said quickly. Her smile was polite. Empty. I've heard of you. That made my stomach drop. Only good things, Adrian said. She nodded. Of course. At dinner I felt eyes on me. What do you do? Clara asked. I work at a cafe, I said. She smiled again. How honest. Adrian said sharply, Clara? I'm only curious, she replied. This is new for you. So am I said quietly. Her eyes flicked to me. Indeed. Later I whispered, she hates me. She doesn't know you. She knows enough. She'll warm up. I didn't believe him. At a party days later, whispers followed me. Who is she? Temporary. I heard she's poor. I pretended not to hear. Adrian squeezed my hand. Ignore them. I can't, I said. They're everywhere. You're with me. That's the problem. He stopped walking. Do you want to leave? No, I said, surprising myself. I want to stay. I meant it. That night I said, I'm scared. Of me. Of losing myself. You won't, he said. I see you. I wanted to believe him. Weeks passed. My mother got worse. I can't keep running back and forth, I said one night. She needs me. Adrian was quiet. Then stay here. With you. With me, he confirmed. Temporarily. I can't accept that. You're not accepting money, he said. You're accepting space. That space costs more than my life. Only if you let it. I thought of my mother. Her tired smile. I'll help with chores, I said. He smiled. Deal. When I told Clara, she said, this is a mistake. I didn't ask, I replied. She studied me. Be careful. I am. She didn't look convinced. Moving in felt unreal. Your room is ready, Adrian said. It's bigger than my apartment. He shrugged. Sleep well. That night I stared at the ceiling and whispered, don't fall. But I already had. Days were gentle. Adrian never made me feel less. You're enough, he said often. I'm not like you. I don't want you to be. One evening I asked, does money matter to you? He shook his head. Not the way people think. Then why does everyone else think it does? Because they're afraid. So am I admitted. He took my hand. Then be afraid with me. I nodded. I believed love could cross lines. I believed him when he said it didn't matter. I ignored the cold looks. I ignored the whispers. I chose him. And that choice would cost me more than I knew. The first time I saw Vanessa Cole, she smiled like she already owned the room. Adrian, she said smoothly, stepping closer. You didn't tell me you'd be bringing company. My hand tightened around my clutch. I didn't know you'd be here, Adrian replied. She turned to me. And you are. Mira, I said. Nice to meet you. Her eyes swept over me, slow and careful. Of course you are. Adrian said, Vanessa and I. History, she interrupted gently. Ancient history. I forced a smile. You must know this world well. She laughed softly. I grew up in it. That explains the confidence, I said. She leaned closer. It explains the rules. I'm still learning, I replied. That's obvious, she said kindly. Adrian frowned. Vanessa. I'm only being helpful, she said. Mira deserves honesty. I didn't ask for it, I said. She tilted her head. You will. Throughout the night she stayed close. Careful, she whispered once. People notice who stands beside him. I'm not hiding, I said. You should, she replied. Later I found her alone by the balcony. You don't belong here, she said casually. I met her gaze. That's not your decision. It always is, she said. Women like us know. Women like us? I asked. She smiled. Not the same kind. That stung more than I expected. When I returned inside I heard voices. She's a liability, someone said. Public image matters, another replied. I froze. Adrian's voice was tense. I won't discuss my personal life. You already are, a man said. I stepped away before they saw me. That night Adrian was quiet. Everything okay? I asked. Yes, he said too quickly. Don't lie. He sighed. They're worried. About me? About everything, he said. I nodded. I can leave. He turned sharply. Don't. But I'm causing problems. You're not, he said. They are. The next day Clara cornered me. This won't end well, she said. I didn't plan it, I replied. That doesn't matter. Vanessa found me later. You heard them, she said softly. Yes. They're right, she added. You're a risk. I'm a person. In this world, she said, that's optional. I clenched my fist. Why are you doing this? Because I care about Adrian, she replied. Someone has to. So you scare me? I prepare you, she corrected. Adrian grew distant after that. Long day, he'd say. Board meeting, he'd explain. I stopped asking. One night I overheard Clara again. He's distracted, she said. She won't last, Vanessa replied. My chest burned. I confronted Adrian. Do you regret me? He looked tired. No. Then why do you look like you do? Because I'm balancing too much. Am I weight? I asked. He hesitated. That hurt more than an answer. I'll try harder, I said quietly. He reached for me. You don't need to. But I already was. I stayed quiet. I smiled when Vanessa smiled. I pretended not to hear whispers. I became small so he could breathe. Fear settled in my bones. And Vanessa watched, smiling, patient, waiting. She knew something I didn't. And soon so would I. The house felt wrong the moment I stepped inside. Adrian? I called. I'm home. He stood in the living room with Clara and Vanessa. We need to talk, Adrian said. My stomach dropped. What happened? Vanessa folded her arms. Don't pretend. I frowned. Pretend what? Clara looked at the floor. Adrian said, Did you send documents from my private server? I laughed once. What? Answer me, he said. No, I replied. I don't even know how. Vanessa stepped closer. The leak came from this house. I shook my head. I would never. We traced it, Adrian said. Your access code. That's impossible, I said. I don't touch your work. You had access, he replied. Because you trusted me, I whispered. Silence followed. Vanessa said softly, I warned you, Adrian. I turned to her. You did this. She raised her brows. That's a serious accusation. Look at me, I said to Adrian. You know me. He didn't answer. Say something, I begged. Clara spoke quietly. This is bad, Mira. I didn't do this, I said again. Adrian rubbed his temples. The board is furious. So you believe them? I asked. I believe evidence. I'm not evidence, I said. I'm your partner. His jaw tightened. This isn't personal. That's the problem, I replied. Vanessa touched his arm. Think of the company. I stared at her. Don't touch him. She smiled sadly. You're emotional. I'm human, I snapped. Adrian said, Lower your voice. Why? I cried. So no one hears you destroy me? He flinched. I didn't want this. But you chose it, I said. I can't risk everything, he replied. So you risk me, I said quietly. He looked away. Pack your things, he said. Tonight. My ears rang. You're kicking me out? Temporarily, he said. That's a lie, I replied. Vanessa whispered, it's for the best. I laughed shakily. You won. She tilted her head. I warned you. I turned back to Adrian. Say you trust me. He stayed silent. That silence ended us. I walked to the room, hands shaking. I packed clothes into a bag I didn't own yesterday. Adrian stood in the doorway. I'm sorry. No, I said. You're scared. I'll fix this, he said. Without me, I replied. My phone rang. It was the hospital. Yes. I answered. Mira, the nurse said, your mother collapsed. The room spun. I'm coming, I said. I dropped the bag. Adrian grabbed my arm. What happened? My mother, I said. She needs me. Vanessa stepped back. Adrian said, I'll call a driver. No, I said. You've done enough. I left without looking back. At the hospital, my mother lay pale and still. The doctor said, stress triggered it. I sat beside her bed, numb. I thought of the house. The words. The silence. Lena arrived and hugged me. What happened? She asked. He chose safety, I said. Not me. She squeezed my hand. I'm here. Later that night I returned once. The door didn't open. My code was changed. I laughed softly and walked away. I carried one bag, and everything I lost lived in my chest. That night broke me, and it rebuilt something colder. Something that would never beg again. The cafe manager didn't let me finish my sentence. I heard, Mrs. Hahn said, rubbing her temples. I'm sorry, Mira. I can work extra shifts, I said quickly. I won't be late again. She shook her head. You've been distracted. My mother is in the hospital, I said. I just need time. I don't have time, she replied. Business doesn't wait. I nodded. Okay. She looked guilty. I hope things get better. They won't, I said and walked out. I sat on the bus with my bag on my lap. You trusted him, I whispered to myself. The bus rattled. I replayed his voice. Pack your things. I closed my eyes. I hate you. But I hated myself more. At the hospital, Lena met me near the vending machines. You lost your job? She asked. Yes. And the house? Yes. She hugged me hard. I'm so angry. Don't be, I said. I did this. You loved someone, she snapped. That's not a crime. It feels like one, I replied. We sat on plastic chairs for hours. You can stay with me, Lena said. No, I said immediately. Mira. I won't beg again. It's not begging. It feels like it. She sighed. Then what will you do? I'll figure it out. How? I don't know yet, I admitted. That night I cried in the hallway bathroom. I pressed my forehead against the wall. Why did I trust him? No answer came. The next morning my mother woke briefly. Mira, she whispered. You look tired. I'm okay, I lied. She touched my hand. Did something happen? No, I said. I'm strong. She smiled weakly. You always were. I stepped outside before I broke. On the bus, a woman complained loudly. Men always disappoint, she said to her friend. I laughed softly. You okay? Lena asked later. No, I said. But I will be. She raised an eyebrow. How do you know? Because I don't have a choice. That night I dreamed of Adrian. He said nothing. He never did when it mattered. I woke up angry. I won't be weak, I told the ceiling. The next day I looked for work. Overqualified, one manager said. Unavailable hours, another said. I smiled and thanked them anyway. On the street I saw a couple holding hands. I turned away. Never again, I muttered. Lena called. Eat something. I'm not hungry. You need fuel. I have anger, I said. That won't last. It will, I replied. At night I wrote down everything I lost. Home, job, love, trust. Then I wrote what I still had. My mother. My mind. My spine. I crossed out fear. I remembered Vanessa's smile. I remembered Adrian's silence. I won't chase closure, I said out loud. Lena visited again. You're different. I'm empty, I replied. That passes. What if it doesn't? Then you build on it. I nodded slowly. At the hospital, a nurse said, You're very calm. I'm tired, I said. She smiled. That's strength too. One evening Lena asked, Do you want revenge? I shook my head. I want independence. That's harder. I know, I said. That's why I want it. I took a deep breath. I will never be powerless again, I promised myself. Not to him. Not to anyone. Pain burned, but it moved me forward. I didn't need love. I needed ground. And I would build it myself. The interview was supposed to last 10 minutes. You're late, the man across from me said. I took the wrong bus, I replied. Then I fixed it. He looked up. Interesting answer. I don't make excuses, I added. I make adjustments. He studied my resume. You've never worked in finance. No, I said. But I learn fast. Everyone says that. I can prove it, I replied. He leaned back. How? Give me a problem, I said. Not a theory. Silence followed. I'm Marcus Reed, he said finally. Mira, I replied. I don't hire pity, Marcus said. Why should I hire you? I don't want pity, I said. I want opportunity. Why? Because I'm tired of surviving, I answered. I want control. That made him pause. Sit, he said. Let's talk numbers. We talked for an hour. He corrected me when I was wrong. I corrected myself faster the second time. At the end he said, You think sharply. I've had practice, I replied. Life? He asked. Yes, I said. I'll offer you training, he said. Low pay. Long hours. I accept, I said immediately. He raised an eyebrow. You didn't ask what the job is. I'll learn, I said. That's enough. The first week broke me. Again, Marcus said. I did it, I replied. You memorized, he said. You didn't understand. I swallowed. Explain. He did. I stayed late every night. You can go home, he said once. I don't have one, I replied. He didn't ask more. Days turned into weeks. Read this contract, Marcus said. Tell me what's missing. The exit clause, I said. It protects you, not them. He nodded. Good. You're hard on me, I said. Because you can take it, he replied. I learned numbers. I learned silence. I learned how power hides in paperwork. One night, while organizing files, I saw a familiar name. Vail Industries. My chest tightened. I shouldn't have opened it. I did anyway. Emails flashed across the screen. Dates. Times. Access logs. My name. No, I whispered. Marcus looked up. What is it? I need a minute, I said. I read every line. The access code was changed weeks before the leak. The IP address wasn't mine. My hands shook. This proves it, I said softly. Proves what? Marcus asked. I was framed, I said. He leaned in. Be careful. I trusted him, I said. And he believed a lie. Marcus said calmly, What do you want to do? Expose them, I said quickly. Why? He asked. Because it ruined me. And if you expose them, he said, what do you gain? I hesitated. Relief. I said. For how long? He asked. I looked back at the screen. I gain truth, I said. Truth doesn't always protect, Marcus replied. So I should stay quiet? I asked. I'm asking you to think, he said. I closed the file. That night I didn't sleep. Lena called. You sound different. I am, I said. Good different. Sharp, I replied. She smiled through the phone. I like that. At work, Marcus said, You're distracted. I found something, I said. And? I won't use it yet, I replied. He nodded. That's restraint. It's fear, I admitted. No, he said. It's strategy. I worked harder. I asked questions. I stopped apologizing. You don't doubt yourself anymore, Marcus noted. I can't afford to, I said. One evening he said, You could burn them. I know, I replied. Why don't you? Because I don't want to be them, I said. He smiled slightly. Good answer. I saved copies. I locked them away. I focused forward. I wasn't ready for revenge. I was ready for growth. Power felt quieter than anger. And much stronger. I chose patience. And patience chose me. I learned about the collapse from a screen, not a phone call. Vail Industries stock is down again, a coworker muttered. I didn't look up. How much? Enough to make people nervous. Marcus glanced at me. You expected this. I expected something, I said. Not the timing. He nodded. Timing is never kind. Emails started coming in faster. Internal audit failure. Board emergency meeting. Executive restructuring. I read every headline without blinking. Lena called me. Have you seen the news? Yes, I replied. Isn't that his company? Yes. She hesitated. How do you feel? Quiet, I said. That scares me more. At work, Marcus said, we're acquiring more shares. Hostile. I asked. Strategic, he replied. I watched numbers shift on the screen. Vanessa Cole authorized those transfers, someone said nearby. My chest tightened. She always liked control. Marcus looked at me. You don't sound surprised. I'm not, I said. That night Clara called me. Mira, she said quickly. You need to talk to Adrian. I don't, I replied. He's under pressure. He chose that pressure, I said. You don't understand, she insisted. Everything is falling apart. I understand perfectly, I replied. I lived it. She lowered her voice. Vanessa lied. I know, I said. She manipulated accounts, Clara continued. She forged access. I stayed silent. Adrian is devastated, she added. That's unfortunate, I said. You're cold, she snapped. I learned, I replied. She hung up. The next morning Marcus said, we finalized the buy. Good, I said. You don't look happy. I'm balanced, I replied. My phone buzzed. Adrian's name lit the screen. I stared at it until it stopped. He called again. I turned the phone face down. You don't owe him, Marcus said. I know, I replied. Later another call came. A message followed. Mira, please. I need to explain. I deleted it. Lena texted, he looks bad. I typed back, so did I. At lunch, someone said, Vale resigned. I paused. When? This morning. I exhaled slowly. That evening Marcus asked, any regrets? I shook my head. Just echoes. At home I opened my laptop. Vanessa's name flooded the news. Fraud. Embezzlement. Investigation. I closed the screen. I didn't smile. I didn't celebrate. Power felt different than I imagined. It felt calm. Adrian called again. I answered by accident. Mira, he said breathlessly. Thank you. For what? I asked. For not destroying me, he said. I didn't save you, I replied. I stepped aside. He swallowed. I was wrong. I know, I said. I should have listened, he continued. Yes, I replied. I miss you, he said quietly. I closed my eyes. That's not my problem anymore. He didn't argue. I believed lies, he said. I lost everything. You lost power, I corrected. Not everything. Silence filled the line. Do you want to meet? He asked. No, I said. Why? He asked softly. Because I don't need closure, I replied. I already closed it. He breathed out. I'm sorry. I know, I said. I ended the call. Lena stared at me later. You okay? Yes, I said honestly. You didn't cry. I already did, I replied. At work the next day Marcus said, you're steady. I had practice, I said. You could have ended him, he said. I know, I replied. Why didn't you? Because I didn't want to carry him anymore, I said. He smiled. That's power. I looked at the city through the window. I remembered the girl on the bus. The girl in borrowed shoes. She didn't exist anymore. I didn't need his apology. I didn't need his regret. Karma moved without my hands. And I let it that I didn't expect to see Adrian outside my building. Mira, he said when I stepped out. Please. I stopped walking. You shouldn't be here. I know, he replied. But I had to try. I looked at him properly for the first time in months. He looked thinner. Tired. Human. You found me, I said. I've been looking, he answered. That took courage, I said. Or desperation. Both, he admitted. I crossed my arms. Say what you came to say. He swallowed. I was wrong. I nodded. Yes. I didn't listen, he continued. I chose fear. Yes, I repeated. I hurt you, he said, voice shaking. You destroyed me, I replied calmly. He flinched. I know. Silence stretched between us. I'm not here to fix anything, he said. I know I can't. Good, I replied. Because I'm not broken anymore. He looked at me like he wanted to cry. Vanessa was arrested, he said. I heard, I replied. She confessed, he added. Everything. I know, I said. I should have trusted you, he whispered. Yes, I said again. He laughed bitterly. You don't even argue. There's nothing left to argue, I replied. I lost the company, he said. You lost control, I corrected. There's a difference. He nodded slowly. Clara stepped down. That's unfortunate, I said without emotion. She blames herself, he added. She should, I replied. So should you. He winced. You're cold? No, I said. I'm clear. He stepped closer. Do you feel nothing? I searched myself honestly. I feel sad, I said. Not angry. That hurts more, he admitted. I know, I replied. He took a deep breath. I loved you. I met his eyes. You loved comfort. That's not true, he insisted. You didn't trust me, I said. Love needs trust. He nodded slowly. I understand that now. Too late, I replied. I don't want you back, he said quickly. I just needed you to know. To know what? I asked. That you mattered, he said. You still do. I smiled faintly. You mattered too. He looked hopeful. Then maybe. No, I said gently. He closed his eyes. I deserve that. Yes, I replied. A police siren wailed in the distance. That's for her, he said quietly. I hope she learns, I replied. He laughed softly. You're kinder than I expected. I'm kinder to myself now, I said. He nodded. I'm glad. We stood there, two people who once shared a future. I'm letting go, I told him. I know, he said. And you should too, I added. I will, he promised. I believed him. He took a step back. Goodbye, Mira. Goodbye, Adrian, I said. He turned and walked away. I didn't follow. Lena texted me minutes later. Did you see him? Yes, I replied. Did it hurt? No, I typed. It healed. At work the next day Marcus said, You look lighter. I am, I replied. You spoke to him, he said. Yes. And? I let him go, I answered. Marcus nodded. That's rare. I don't need to carry his regret, I said. Later I read the news. Vanessa pleaded guilty. Clara resigned quietly. I closed the article. I felt nothing dramatic. No triumph. No joy. Just peace. That night I stood by the window. I remembered loving him. I remembered losing myself. I whispered, never again. Love without trust is empty. And I finally understood that. I turned off the light. And slept without ghosts. I stood in the hospital room holding my mother's hand. Mira, she whispered. You're shaking. I'm okay, I said. I promise. You don't have to be strong for me, she said. I know, I replied. But I want to be. She studied my face. Did he come back? Yes, I answered. Her fingers tightened around mine. And? I walked away, I said. She smiled faintly. Good. I didn't fight, I added. I didn't beg. You never should have, she said. I thought love meant enduring, I said. Love means choosing yourself too, she replied. I swallowed. I'm learning. She nodded. I raised you for that. Later, Lena met me outside. So, she asked, did you destroy him? No, I said. She blinked. That's it. That's everything, I replied. You're serious, she said. I'm free, I answered. She laughed softly. That scares powerful men. I'm not trying to scare anyone, I said. I'm trying to live. At work, Marcus called me into his office. You've been offered a partnership track, he said. I froze. That's fast. You earned it, he replied. Because I stayed quiet? I asked. Because you stayed steady, he said. I nodded. I accept. He smiled. Good. That night my phone buzzed. An unknown number. I'm sorry, the message read. I deleted it. I didn't feel proud. I felt done. Weeks passed. My mother recovered. Look at you, she said one morning. Always busy. Always building, I replied. Are you happy? She asked. I'm peaceful, I said. That's better, she replied. One evening Lena asked, do you miss him? I thought carefully. I miss who I thought he was, I said. And now, she pressed. Now I don't chase love that doubts me, I replied. She raised her glass. To that. I clinked mine against hers. At a conference someone whispered my name. She's untouchable now, another voice said. I didn't smile. I just kept walking. Later Marcus said, "Revenge tempts everyone." "I know," I replied. "But," he asked. "But power that needs revenge is weak," I said. He nodded. "You've learned fast." I looked out at the city lights. "I won't destroy him," I said quietly. "I won't save him either." Marcus said nothing. That was enough. One night, I stood alone on my balcony. I remembered the girl who begged. I spoke aloud, "I choose dignity." The wind carried my words away. I went inside. I slept deeply. And woke up whole. I sat alone in the back seat of a car that was actually mine this time. The driver asked, "Same route?" "Yes," I said. "The long one." He nodded. "You got it." I watched the city slide past and thought about another night. A wrong car. A wrong trust. A wrong version of myself. "I was so scared back then," I said quietly. The driver glanced at me. "Bad memories?" "Old ones," I replied. "They don't hurt anymore." "That's good," he said. I smiled to myself. At home, Lena called me. "You're quiet," she said. "That usually means thinking." "I'm remembering," I said. "Dangerous territory," she replied. "Not tonight," I said. "Tonight feels safe." She laughed. "Who are you and what did you do with my dramatic best friend?" "I forgave her," I said. There was silence. "You forgave yourself?" "Yes," I answered. "That's huge," she said softly. "I know," I replied. The next morning, my mother joined me for tea. "You look lighter," she said. "I feel lighter," I answered. "Do you still blame yourself?" she asked. "No," I said. "I was naive, not stupid." She nodded. "There's a difference." "I didn't fail," I added. "I learned." She reached for my hand. "I'm proud of you." Later at work, Marcus stopped by my desk. "You're early," he said. "I like mornings now," I replied. "That's new," he said. "So am I," I answered. He smiled. "You've changed." "I've arrived," I said. During lunch, a junior analyst asked, "How did you get here?" I said, "By surviving things I didn't deserve." She hesitated. "Didn't bitterness follow?" "It tried," I replied. "And?" she asked. "I didn't invite it to stay," I said. That afternoon, I opened an old email folder. Not to investigate. Not to prove anything. Just to see. "I forgive you," I whispered to the girl who wrote those messages. I closed the folder. I didn't need it anymore. That evening, I passed the street where everything began. I stopped walking. "I don't belong to you," I said aloud. A stranger looked at me oddly. I smiled and kept going. At dinner, Lena asked, "If you saw him again, what would you say?" "I'd say nothing," I replied. "Nothing?" she pressed. "I already said everything that mattered," I answered. She nodded. "That's power." I lifted my glass. "To choosing peace. To choosing yourself," she said. Later that night, I stood in front of the mirror. "I see you," I told my reflection. She didn't look afraid. She looked steady. I whispered, "You're not small." I turned off the light. I slept without dreaming. The next day, I took a walk alone. I passed expensive cars and cheap buses. I didn't envy either. I belonged to myself. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number. "I hope you're well." I deleted it without anger. Without shaking. Without doubt. "I am," I said softly. At the office, Marcus announced my new role. Applause filled the room. I didn't bow. I stood tall. Afterward, he said, "You know who you are now?" "Yes," I replied. "And who is that?" he asked. "I'm the girl who took the wrong car," I said. "And," he smiled. "And chose the right life," I answered. That night, my mother hugged me. "You're free," she said. "Yes," I replied. Not because I won. Not because they lost. But because the past no longer held my name. I went to bed smiling. Oh, unafraid. Finally home. I walked down the street where everything began, and my steps didn't hesitate. "That's the place," I said quietly to myself. A woman walking her dog glanced at me. "You talking to someone?" "Yes," I said. "Someone I used to be." She smiled politely and moved on. I stopped near the curb and looked at the passing cars. "So dramatic," I murmured. All because I was tired. A memory tried to rise. I didn't let it drown me. "I survived you," I said under my breath. My phone rang. Lena's name flashed. "You standing there again?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "But I'm fine." "Proud of you," she replied. "You're not shaking this time." "I'm not," I agreed. "Want company?" she asked. No, I said gently. This one's mine. Call me after, she said. I will, I promised. I put the phone away and breathed in. I thought mistakes were endings, I said. Turns out they're doorways. A car slowed nearby. The driver asked, "Need a ride?" "No," I said, smiling. "I'm walking." I kept moving. At the corner cafe, Mrs. Han was wiping tables. She looked up. "You're early." "I was nearby," I said. "You look different," she noted. "I feel different," I replied. She studied me. "Stronger." "Calmer," I corrected. She nodded. "Sit. Tea's on the house." "Thank you," I said. She poured the tea and asked, "Do you ever regret it?" "Regret what?" I asked. "Getting into that car," she said. I shook my head. "No. I regret staying silent after." She smiled faintly. "That's wisdom." A customer nearby leaned over. "You talking about fate?" "I'm talking about choice," I said. He laughed. "Same thing sometimes." "Not anymore," I replied. After tea, I walked toward the park. Children ran past me. A couple argued softly on a bench. Life moved forward without asking permission. "I used to think closure meant apologies," I said. I sat on the bench. "It doesn't," I continued. "It means acceptance." A man sat beside me and asked, "Acceptance of what?" "Of reality," I said. "And of myself." He nodded thoughtfully. "That's rare." I smiled. "So was I once." He chuckled and stood. "Good luck to you." "Thank you," I said. My phone buzzed again. It was my mother. "Did you eat?" she asked. "Yes," I replied. "You sound peaceful," she said. "I am," I answered. "I worried this day might hurt," she admitted. "It didn't," I said. "It healed." "I'm glad," she said softly. "So am I," I replied. I ended the call and leaned back. "I don't need a fairy tale," I said aloud. A teenage girl nearby whispered, "Mood?" I laughed. "Exactly." I stood and brushed off my coat. "I don't need a villain punished," I said. "Life handled that." I crossed the street. Every step felt deliberate. I passed a luxury car and a broken bicycle. Neither tempted me. At work later, Marcus stopped me in the hallway. "You look like you closed a chapter," he said. "I closed a book," I replied. He raised an eyebrow. "That final?" "Yes," I said. "I don't reread pain." He smiled approvingly. "What comes next?" "Living," I answered. He nodded. "Good plan." That evening, Lena met me for dinner. "So," she asked, "did you cry?" "No," I said. "Did you scream?" she pressed. "No," I repeated. She leaned back. "Who are you?" "I'm someone who doesn't need drama to feel alive," I said. She grinned. "That's growth." We clinked glasses. "To peace," she said. "To closure," I replied. She studied me. "Any anger left?" "No," I said. "Anger kept me tied." She smiled. "You're free." "Yes," I agreed. On the way home, I caught my reflection in a window. "You did good," I told myself. I unlocked my door and stepped inside. Silence greeted me. Not loneliness. Silence. I changed into comfortable clothes and sat by the window. "I don't chase endings anymore," I said quietly. I let the night settle. No music. No noise. Just breath. I thought about love. "I still believe in it," I said. "Just not blind." I thought about mistakes. "They don't define me," I said. "My response does." My phone lit up with a final message from Lena. "You okay?" I typed back. "More than okay." I set the phone down. I turned off the light. I lay in bed without fear. "This isn't a fairy tale," I whispered. "It's better." And for the first time, the past stayed silent.